live sessions. Here we are counting down to, oh, I forgot to change this. I guess it's 15 days left or something now to the event. So let's just change that. Yeah. So we're counting down to SaaSiest Digital 2022. It's 15 days left, and we have a lot of things to cover during the week. And we will be joined by some of our speakers, and we are that today. So we are joined by Thomas Sansinger. Welcome, Thomas.
Good morning. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah. And
thank you for joining the show. It's really exciting to have the speakers, and it's a great opportunity for our audience and listeners to get to know you a little bit and what they can expect from your sessions here on the 27th. So why don't we dig right into it? So who is Thomas Sansinger?
Daniel, who is Thomas Sansinger? 15 minutes and can be a bit more, but I'll give you the quick rundown. Thomas Sansinger is CEO in transition at InRiver. I think that's the interesting part. But in here, I'm, let's say, now I hear a bit of an echo here.
Yeah.
I'm a German living in the Netherlands. I would say true European and global citizen. It's about customer success, and I did have the opportunity to join InRiver at that time as the chief sales officer, got to take on the leadership as the CEO, and then really through a very interesting German journey opportunity then to lead InRiver also through an exit, which I think is something I've never really an interesting opportunity. I'd like to share in the session in some way. What are some of the key lessons to look into? Because I think many people are looking forward to that and maybe have not done it themselves. And
yeah, that's definitely the case. And first of all, big congratulations to you and your team for this fantastic transaction that was done just a couple of months ago. And I think it is the largest transaction that has been done in our space in this region this year. So hats off to that. And just like you said, you're going to take the stage on the 27th in the CEO track. And transaction and the size of the transaction, that's great and respectable and so on. But we're going to look a little bit behind the scenes and talk a little bit about what actually happens the 6 to 9 months leading up to a transaction like this. You know, what does it mean for a CEO, for the extended leadership team, and so on? Can you give us some teasers here?
Absolutely. I think there are a few key topics when thinking about an exit. I think first of all, it's really important idea of why are you talking about an exit? Yeah, is it do you want to recapitalize your organization? Do you want to sell the company? Do you want to go to an institutional investor? Do you want another organization in here? So I think getting clarity about the drivers for the exit is, and that also leads to another really important piece is how are you going to align interests? Yeah, because there might be very different interests amongst your investors. Some might want to stay, others not sure, and you really need to be clear how you align the interest people that are in your stakeholder base. That are, I think, two key topics. 6 to 9 months. Yes, it's definitely 6 to 9 months, and starting in the January timeframe, and we're then signing and closing the deal 6 months later. So yeah, it actually was fast. I said, oh boy, 6 months. Yeah, really a sales process in that respect. It's an enterprise sales process with stakeholders. All the beauty you can get, and yeah, that were I think some of the key topics. Yeah, and maybe I'll pause here in the questions.
I think it can be interesting for many to get some insight in what really goes on behind the scenes. I mean, what are you actually doing in these 6 to 9 months? Why can't it go faster? And what are the different potential outcomes? And were there any surprises around the trip? Let's see how much insight you can give us. But really looking forward to sort of go under the hood a bit here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I think what also would be interesting for a lot of people is to understand the dynamics of managing multiple stakeholders. You have the so-called the bidders, you have the owners, you have your employees, and all of them need to somehow be pleased with whatever the potential outcome is. And like, how do you balance that and find the perfect middle ground, if there is a perfect middle ground? I don't know, but we'll be curious to hear those things.
Yeah, and there's probably in each case it's perfect. We were trying to find ours and really stay in balance. Yeah, because for this process that you're taking on, to say, hey, now we are on a process maybe to sell the company, but you really, that's probably the biggest challenge that you're going to face. How do you balance the workload between your daily business, the opportunity and the process that you're running across the organization, and while in the maybe only impact the CEO and then the CEO and the CFO, but then it is a potential acquirer is not just saying, hey, we're buying Thomas and maybe his CFO looking like, yeah, how is the leadership team looking like? And then you're not just sending your leadership team presentation to a potential investor, because we know all, like in the sales process, things need to, you need to align, let's say, your strengths and what you have. Think that way you can't keep the promises, because that will also come back in some way afterwards. Side story, what you've got, and in some way maybe a bit, how should I put that together? Stuff. That is probably one of the biggest learnings, and I can tell you all of the potentials will have tons of questions, and if you don't have them in the maybe a bit broader session, follow-on session, there will be follow-up sessions, deep dive into the technology, payments, how you're dealing with IFRS and all of the related topics in there. You got to know that your organization is not ready for it, then don't go there. That's probably the number. We were as largely ready as we could be, but if you feel that your organization is not up to not survive actually the discussions with the potential investors, then it's probably other critical piece. And we also had our experience with timing, as we all know, in of 2022, the Ukraine war came up, and some way the economic environment was changing. We still had COVID. We still were in some way quite all be done virtual, and also as River did before. And in acquisition, we acquired the virtual transactions. Also, that can be done. So we also met then the acquirers. Own was signed for the first time in real life, and that's the other interesting experience out here. But balance with the team, right? But involve the team and let them help you as much as you. I'm going to get this done myself. No way. This is not going to work.
Yeah. Right. And we're really looking forward to this. And if you want to join that session, it is on September 27th. It will be in the end of the lunch. It will be 12:50 and in the CEO founder track. So I hope you will join us then. Also here, if you would like to get one of these SaaSiest caps, please put your name in the chat.
Who wouldn't want to get a SaaSiest cap?
Exactly. So just make a shout out in the cap, and we will do a raffle in just a little bit of second, and so on. Any more things, Daniel, around the session from your side?
No, I'm like many others looking really forward to this session, and the great thing here is that Thomas will take the stage and walk us through the story and behind the scenes here, this fantastic transaction. But Thomas will also be available for questions at the end of the session. And then, Thomas, I don't want to put you in a difficult position here. I know you have a busy calendar, but I am sure that if you're a CEO and a founder and are considering to go through a similar exercise, you'll have access to Mr. Zenzinger's details here. I say Mr. Zenzinger because so we don't confuse with my Thomas here. But there's a great opportunity for you to have that conversation with somebody that's already gone through the exercise. And there's no better way to learn than talking to somebody that actually just went through whatever we should call it, a fantastic journey, but or also a difficult process. And then I also want to not put the cart in front of the horse, but I'm still going to do it a little bit. Then there's going to be a little bit of more of a deep dive on session where we have a little bit of a longer conversation with you, Thomas Z, on some of these specific details in a podcast. So if you guys are interested in this, make sure to show up on the 27th and make sure to listen in on the podcast when it's released a couple of weeks later. Cool. Thomas,
Right.
I think we're ready for, if there's anybody here in the morning, we forgot to promote it this morning, that is interested in a hat, run with it. Otherwise, we're going to give people a minute back and then they can get cracking on their day-to-day.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now we have Alexandru in the chat. I think still, are you here, Alexandru? And who else is in the chat? And now I need to sign test here. So let's see. So I'll put my signature on this test.
The beauty of working from home, you're available for everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Available for everything, available for anyone.
Yeah.
All right. So Alexandru is still in the chat. And let's see if you can get it.
Thomas, I'm seeing how you're rigging this.
Yeah, you see? Or maybe we should have Thomas Sansinger be able to win a cap.
There you
So
go.
Alexandru, you will get some competition here with Thomas. And last chance, if you want to join as well, please write your name in the chat. And I want to take it here. All right. All right, we'll spin the wheel and see who's gonna get the SaaSiest cap.
I can't take it. So much excitement. We also had a Swedish election for anybody that's not from Sweden.
On a Monday morning, yeah.
On a Monday morning, exactly.
This is very close.
Oh,
congratulations, Thomas! You'll get the SaaSiest cap, and thank you for being with us this morning. We enjoyed it, and we are really looking forward to your session on the 27th. Sorry, Alexander, you have to come back to sort of continue your collection. And have a nice day, everyone that joined us this morning, and see you around.
Take care.